Welcome back, everybody. It's good to be back on here for your weekly roar. Brandon and my name's Dustin. If you don't know, we're so happy to be with you guys to host you and talk about all the amazing things that are going on in our ecosystem, which we have a lot to talk about today. I think we always have a lot to talk about, Brandon.
We always have a lot to talk about. We are never short on topics, for sure.
I mean, honestly, we told everybody from the beginning we're going to have literally 10 weeks of just, drinking from a fire hydrant experience. And we are doing it.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, I want to jump right into things. Of course, for you guys that are out there that are weathering the storm of this little bit of a bear market before we head into hopefully October like we're planning, you're seeing everything go sideways and now start to come back, which is cool. And we will probably see more and more of that here this month. And then just to kind of give you an idea of, for you guys who are newer in the crypto world, we're very used to this. We're used to these seasons of change with crypto. And normally in a cycle like this, we're used to seeing it come for a down in September at the very end, a pop in October or October for October. And then you go all the way into the end of the last quarter and it eases off a lot of times. And then starting in January, it starts to take off again with, of course, February, March, April, and whatnot being really important for a bull run if there's going to be one in its normal cycle and seasons. And again, we're not here to give you investment advice or tell you how to work a market, but it does help to have a framework and a mindset. And so when we're in these seasons like this, and we kind of know what the cycles are, we focus not on token prices. We focus not on seasons and cycles and bulls and bears. We focus on builders and building. And so what you're going to hear over the next couple of weeks is a lot of builders and building. And if you missed the podcast from last week, you probably want to go back and hear it because honestly, it's on the value of our ecosystem and the argument we're making about what we have in our system, what's currently coming to market before the end of 2025, and what's coming through 2026, and how that represents in this moment that if you were to put the math against the math, our token is incredibly under pressure. It's way undervalued at this point, and that's super exciting. So I get really excited whenever I don't have to sell something. I get excited when I can build and talk about creative and vision and all that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts, Brandon?
That was a really great conversation last week. I think a lot of people benefited from that. I've talked to several folks that have given feedback on it, and they really enjoyed it. So definitely check it out if you haven't listened to it. Yeah, that's the thoughts I got, man. Why don't we jump into this week's topics?
Well, before, one more thing I want to say on that
Oh,
note. I mean, honestly, like, let's take a minute. This is good. I I had
we
a
just
couple
have so much.
I know. I mean, seriously, like in the last 3 or 4 weeks,
Yeah,
we've been invited to speak to financial planners, like
that's
from
right.
big names to boutique that work with high net worth individuals, and that's been exciting. So we've been talking about this stuff, but folks I talked to this week as well came
Mhm.
back and said that they really enjoyed the podcast. Said that this past week we had everything, our ducks in a row, and it was really interesting. So here's the deal. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. And a couple more things on that note. If you've not subscribed to our channels, wherever you're watching us right now, we're across a number of channels as we go live stream. We've got it across X, YouTube. We're on Rumble. I mean, you guys were all over Facebook, Instagram. You may be seeing us in one of those different places. Be sure to subscribe to us and follow us. And then, of course, if you hear a good one like that one from last week, share it. Invite your friends to listen because we're always looking for more friends and family in this work as we head forward. So I just want to say that. I also have heard a lot of great feedback
Mhm.
because you go week after week and folks don't say anything. And then all of a sudden you have one like that and they're like, oh my goodness, that was really informative. It's great. Thanks for, shedding light on things. So agree. Okay, now let's talk. Let's talk our topics. I'll let you go ahead and start off the first one. Jump right in.
Let's talk about the Roar Bridge. So there have been a few people that have had some issues. mainly related to crypto.com wallets and the Android MetaMask. And there's actually a bug there that we discovered. We have some tutorials. They want to check out, how to get on the bridge and what they can do there to bridge tokens over to our chain. That's exciting. But I'll let you speak to the bugs and some of those technical details there because I think that's important.
You guys, like, we've been in the weeds this week. Literally, there's a lot of times we send things off to the rest of our team. We have folks that work with us that are incredible developers. I just want to brag on them. We have an incredible team. We have amazing developers that help us with our chain, support for functions in our wallets, and so much more. So we're incredibly grateful for them. I'm not only grateful for my AI team, I'm super grateful for the humans that are across this planet that identify with R0AR and our partners that help us. So thank you to all of you. And so normally we'll pass things off to the dev team and say, look into this, get on it. And so, they're coming back and forth and saying, here's what we're seeing. We don't understand fully what's happening. So we got involved, and Brandon and I literally made calls and did developer work ourselves for bug and system support. We rolled ourselves back to our bare metal bridge with the OP stack, form and Zeus partnered form, and we've used it. So when we got to that point, we knew, okay, the smart contract's right. It's OP standard. Our chain is an OP stack chain. We knew the bridge itself is ironclad. We know everything works. What's going on? What we found is this. So if you're out there and you're using a crypto.com wallet, I think they call it on-chain wallet now, they're probably going to up your gas price a lot more than you expect. You won't spend it, but you're going to want to have enough Ethereum to cover it. So if you're getting a failed error, you can get through that. Just add more Ethereum to your wallet. They're wanting more on your wallet than normally you should have to be on there, but that's a feature that's in their settings inside the on-chain wallet. So if you're using on-chain wallet by crypto.com, know that. Great company. We love them. Been a great support. A lot of folks in R0AR use that wallet, but know that. If you're using MetaMask's newest wallet that came out is pretty. There's all kinds of cool smart functions and whatnot in it. We brag on MetaMask. Grateful for them. We're partnered with them. We do not compete, even though we have our wallet. The R0AR wallet's our favorite, but you know what? Folks using on-chain and MetaMask, we get it. For MetaMask, we found a bug literally on the Google Android MetaMask wallet. So it's MetaMask on a Google Android operating system. We can't replicate it on iOS, and we can't replicate the bug on the desktop. Only on Google Android with the newest version of MetaMask wallet. And if you're failing there, this is the thing. There's a bug in the function that allows you to add to your gas fees to create a custom amount. And so it'll show in your wallet that you're changing the custom amount. You may be going higher than the aggressive amount or higher than site suggested, and you're changing it. We've literally documented that even if you change it, the wallet will override your suggested change with only the moderate fee that the wallet is suggesting. So your custom, changes aren't going to change it. So this is now a known bug for MetaMask. And so I'm sure they'll be working on it, maybe change. But here's our suggestion. Go to a desktop, utilize either the MetaMask wallet plugin there with a Chrome or Brave browser. Brave is our favorite. It's built on the same technology as Chrome, just a little safer and more private for crypto guys. And use it there. You can import your MetaMask wallet there. That's our suggestion. So we have tutorials like Brandon mentioned. We want to encourage you, point you to our YouTube channel. So go to our website, R0AR.io, R0AR.io, and then scroll to the bottom, and you can find all of our different social accounts. Click the YouTube account and subscribe to it. We put tutorials out there. We have snarky things and fun stuff related to our Executive R0AR Society NFTs, goofy things, advertisements that really aren't advertising. They're just us bragging on our community. And then, of course, tutorials and walkthroughs that will help you with everything R0AR. So check that out. All right. Next one I'll bring up is the buyback vault is there. So anyone that wants to use it, go bridge your tokens over and get onto the R0AR chain and use it. We are buying back tokens at a premium. So if you're selling on Ethereum, you're getting ripped off compared to selling to us back in our buyback vault on our chain. We're rewarding what we want to replicate, so keep selling them to us or hold on to your tokens and buy a node. I love the nodes. Node sales are still going. We're in tier 3. It's one of the biggest tiers we have. So, you may want to either wait for the token to pump a little bit again and buy some, or maybe as you get your claim back, that's what you want to invest in because it's a residual over time. You can be part of either the pools, run the node yourself. It's a great investment. Plus, you're building out and securing our system. All of those are valuable, but here's the thing. If you go to ROARbridge.io, which is R0ARbridge.io, and you bridge over and you connect your wallet, you bring over Ethereum. You got to have a little Ethereum for your gas over there. You bring over your ROAR tokens, or at least some of them. Every wallet that is attached to our chain right now and for the going months, there'll be a snapshot that we announce. We're going to take a snapshot. 2026, when we do that last big airdrop, that's it. If you're connected to our chain with your wallet and you've got tokens on our chain with your wallet, you will be rewarded. We reward, we won't replicate it. We want everyone on our chain. So guys, there you go. I mean, you're going to want to connect to our chain at some point. Now, the last thing I'd say is it's now easy to add our chain to your wallet, no matter what wallet you're using. You can literally go to chainlist.org and click search R0AR, and you can find our chain and our testnet right there in Chainlist, where that's the standard and everyone expects to find, chains there. You click add to MetaMask or add to my wallet, it'll add it to it automatically. Or you can go to ROARscan.io, which is our page that's like Etherscan, so you can see what's going on in our blockchain, R0ARscan.io, and you can click there to connect your wallet and connect to our chain. It'll automatically move you over to our chain. So those are the two places. Brandon, I mean, how hard is it to be in the airdrop for 2026?
Bro, all you got to do is be on our chain. That's easy.
Be on our chain. Just saying, be our guest. Be our guest. Let the chain do the rest. It's time, you guys. Okay, we need to move on to the next topic. You love this one. I love this one. Our whole ROAR community's been waiting on it. Tell us what's next.
We got ROAR Platform 2.0 coming to our chain. We've been talking about it for a while now. It's getting ready to happen. And we got some surprises too. There's support for the ERS and Lazy Lion holders. So when they come over, they get a representative NFT right there. It's going to be great. All rewards, they'll be on our chain. That's pretty cool. Staking, farming, a lot more.
So you guys, if you thought we forgot about you, OGs out there like, we want to participate with the ROAR platform and we're going to run out of stuff and it's going to be done. And yes, it's done. ROAR Season 1 finished, or ROAR Platform Season 1 finished. But ROAR Platform's not going away. It's the basis for our DeFi. It's the basis for the future of how you can do decentralized exchange on our chain. It's a function. It's not going away. So as we bring it to our chain and Season 2 spins up, you guys saw how abundant we were. We got rewards for you guys to come and stake and farm and do all the things on ROAR platform on our chain in Season 2. And then Brandon just let the cat out of the bag. The big surprise is we have support for all NFT holders from ERS, from Lazy Lions, and there will be more to come. You guys, we have only just gotten started. So as it goes live, you'll see that there's a pivot on the pages. It will go from the original pages that are on Ethereum chain. They'll be kind of hidden down in the menu set. The primary pages are going to become all ROAR chain. So if you want to interact with it and do the stuff, it's going to be on that, and then you'll be rewarded. We're giving away ridiculous amounts. I mean, that's where we planned for all of this. With all this tokenization work we've done, we planned on giving a lot back to the community, rewarding everyone that works with us, and then on top of that, we planned on burns that I won't talk about totally today, but we're doing what we said and keeping our promises. So come on, man, season 2. I'm excited.
Did you mean to make that pun about letting the cat out of the bag and it's ERS and Lazy Lions?
Yeah, baby.
That worked. It was just funny.
We ain't some little meowing kitties either, man. We roar. I'm just saying. Right. But anyways, okay.
Dustin, why don't you take that next one?
I was going to say the next one's one of my favorites. We'll go back and forth on it because it's a lot, you guys. But we want to spend the majority of our time today talking to you about the development on our chain that matters most. There's a lot of parts and pieces to this, but this is creating a hub for DeFi, RWA, DAOs and governance, and more on our chain. Why does it matter? Number one, our chain is sleek. Number two, our chain is fast. Y'all, fast. When I say fast, I mean Ethereum can't keep up. And I'm watching Solana take me longer to do transfers than my chain, baby. This is my world. I'm loving it. We're in the OP family. We're part of the super chain in the future. Everything you do here will be able to be native across that chain. Can you imagine? You do it in one place, it's native across all with multi-chain support. I get excited about that. And we're building into our platform RWA, NFTs, ERC20, one-click deployment for most everything, and developer-supported AI-based development systems we haven't even started to talk about yet in development right now, bringing it to market this quarter. And what really makes it able to be foundational and start well is having good multi-sig wallet or governance support. Smart contracts that aren't just one key set of a wallet, but they're on 3 or more with multiple signatures required to do transactions, engage smart contracts, and more. There's safety in it. We want to talk about why multi-sig support matters. And not only that, the fact that we're not just building multi-sig, which could be easy, be flat multi-sig, just build it in smart contracts, be done with it, and it's ours. We're building in support with the masterclass of multi-sig, and that is Gnosis, Safe, multi-sig technology. The smart contracts are in our blockchain currently. We're finalizing bugless, functional, out of beta multi-sig wallet creation and transaction support. And here's why it matters. Number one, I'll take the first one. You can get the second one. It's security and governance. Having multi-sig support on your system, having that kind of wallet matters. And you want to know this, guys. So if you just heard this for the first time, please listen in. This matters so much to where all of Web3 goes. A single private key that controls large treasuries is too risky. Multi-sig wallets distribute signing authority across multiple trusted parties. And so this reduces the chance of hacks, insider theft, which we know about. We've experienced it. It's painful. In single point of failure. Having multiple wallets and multiple support with a minimum threshold of signers, but a maximum amount of signers that could be a part of it, can actually give you incredible control and future proofing. It's important for DAOs, for decentralized autonomous organizations. Multi-sigs are non-negotiable. They can treasury funds. You can have inside of it governance contracts that can interact with those funds and make them automatically do things upon a vote. So where humans are involved with major corporations, and you put a vote out there and people have that popular vote, the numbers come in, and then you hope that the right people do the right things, but you can't know. Lord, I wish this was actually in political voting. Maybe we should move to multi-sig functionality and blockchain for voting. I'm just saying, because in governance contracts, the vote is done and it automates based on this thing. And the voting processes rely on that multi-sig security. And so once it's signed off on across different points, it's automated. So security and governance is number one. Brandon.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Dustin. That leads naturally to, you started touching on it a little bit. The next big point is institutional adoption and compliance. So banks, funds, fintech firms that are all entering the blockchain ecosystem, they require auditable and secure custody solutions. That's really important. Multi-sig wallets like Gnosis Safe is already an industry standard, and it's used by large DAOs and protocols. Even traditional finance players are getting in through something like Gnosis Safe. And by supporting Safe natively, R0AR Chain signals that we are enterprise ready. I can't wait to see the enterprise come. That institutional adoption on our chain. We're ready for it.
I mean, it's exciting because we're already having those conversations.
That's right.
We're already having those conversations. There's people now on our sidelines that we're in conversation with about when can we use it, how can we use it. And so it's all about getting those tools in place first. And so, that's why we decided that we would use the literal best of class that we could find OP stack chain for our chain, and best of class, finalization layer with Ethereum, best of class that we can find in all of our interoperability functions, whether it's ERC20 standard or others. We're using best of class smart contracting. They're in Open Zeppelin and others with the best of type, additions from the newest support that Ethereum brings in change. And now best of class for Multi-Sig, which is using Gnosis's literal smart contracting to build this so that we're fully compliant and we can be adopted directly in. So in this phase, we're building it and you can use it. It's our platform. But you guys, the smart contracting that's under it, when you look under that hood, at first glance, you may think at first glance that the R0AR chain at this moment, it might be a good little F-150 pickup truck. But when you open the hood, you realize that's not a V8. That's like a V10, V12, V more than you can imagine. There's fire under this hood, you guys. And so don't judge it from the outside. We're building the guts and the core in best of class so we can signal that we're enterprise ready. Okay, so let's talk about this. Going on deeper into it, it just segues right into the idea that we are ecosystem interoperable.
That's right.
We've said from the beginning, we're not here to put other groups out of business. We're here to make it better, create a standard, and even create as many partnerships as we can, because we can either hang independently or we can stand together. That's our choice. Two options. That was a founding father that first said that here in the US. And so it's still the truth. We just went through a season where we didn't know if crypto is going to make it. So we made sure that we're as interoperable and supportive of other projects as we can be. And that's why we love other wallets on here, and we'll find their bugs and help point them out and get them fixed, or we'll look at details, even though we've got our own wallet or whatever. This is what we do. So Gnosis Safe has become the de facto standard for on-chain treasury management. Why compete with our own starting at square one? So supporting it ensures compatibility with tooling that's already widely integrated. So you got snapshot voting, safe modules, on-chain governance frameworks, and DAO ops dashboards that we can already utilize inside of our ecosystem, almost like a copy-paste function. And then we're able to go into the team and submit our chain with our smart contracting built in that supports their basic functionality, and they can put us right into the Gnosis Safe itself that you find at app.safe.global or whatever their website is. You can look it up yourself. But you guys, this is what we're doing. It's all about ecosystem interoperability and future proofing. All right. Now, there are impacts across key sectors. And if you're on here, and again, you don't understand crypto, this will give you a little look down under the hood. But if you do understand crypto, you're going to say, okay, these guys are, they're really thinking about this. And we are. So, Brandon, why don't you take off number one on those?
Sure. So the DAO, right? The decentralized autonomous organization. This is a key sector that is impacted. Treasury control is an important aspect of this, right? So DAO funds are secured by multiple signers. They're ensuring no single rogue actor can drain the assets. That's really important. And then also governance comes with that for the DAOs. So Safe integrates with DAO tools. For instance, Zodiac or Snapshot, for transparent and secure execution of proposals. So that's really important. And then trust building. Multi-sig adoption helps members trust treasury management, right? You know that there's not some hacker out there that's going to get in and mess with things.
Beautiful. The second one's DeFi protocols. Protocol reserves, so your lending pools, your AMM reserves, and insurance funds, they're managed through multi-sig governance for the most part. Upgrades and emergency actions, they're controlled by a group of signers, not one person. This reduces the risk of unilateral malicious upgrades. And let me tell you something, that matters. We had that literally happen in one of our smart contracts that we could never have imagined that the player, who was an external player but an internal team member, would do. We had that happen this past March. So what we do? Went back to work, redid everything we did, and then became best of class. So that's what we've done here. We built that. Whatever we experience is bad, we'll make sure that you don't. So we learn from our bad experiences, and we're thankful for them. Then cross-chain credibility. Institutional investors are used to seeing Safe as the backbone of DeFi treasuries. So we're signaling across chain that we are institutionally adoptable. And you guys, that's big. We're working on every base decision, every foundational step that makes us perfectly accessible to institutional adoptions. We're not out here saying we're going to. We're not out here saying that it's a great idea. We've done it. We're doing it. So our chain has the smart contracting already built in. We're perfecting our front end. We're going to be utilizing it on our chain and offering you a ramped up version of what we love about what you can do with the Safe multi-sig system. And we're trying to take away a lot of the friction points and the pain points that would maybe make it more of a developer adopted thing. So you'll see us do that on our chain. And there's going to be some customizations that, we will do on our chain first, and maybe Safe wants to adopt it later when they bring us in. So we're looking at ways to literally do this best of class, be institutionally adoptable, and take all the pain points away for entry and for development. What's the next one?
Let's talk about stablecoins, right? So collateral custody, stablecoin backing assets must be safely stored in a multi-sig contract. So that's really important. Issuer credibility. So users trust stablecoins more when reserves are transparently governed by safe contracts. That just makes sense. And then compliance modules. So multi-sig governance allows adding and removing signers to comply with regulatory changes.
Boom. I mean, bro, that goes right hand in hand with the fact that we have already started to take the first steps.
That's right.
And the first stable coin we have on our chain, which is in compliance with USDC. Again, we can build our own. All we had to do is do the multi-sigs and then treasury up our own tokens and do it ourselves. Instead, we decided to partner with USDC with our USDC.E token, which is inside their compliance and their methods, so that they can easily come in and, of course, adopt it, just like Gnosis can adopt what they're doing. However, on top of that, stablecoins are where it's at. We're going to be launching the R0AR stablecoin at some point in the future. It just makes sense for what we're building in DeFi. And so we'll have to have that compliance. Others can now come in, whether it's USDT or any other stable coin out there. There's a ton. There's even like PayPal stable coin that they have or DAI. These can be brought over now into our chain and be fully compliant with treasuries on our chain. Why does that matter? We love treasuries on our chain. We love all of the fees and transactions and whatnot that come with them. And I'm going to speak to those fees and transactions and whatnot that come with them. We intend to always be the cheapest. for you to use and the least expensive, because we don't need to make all the money. We know that just little fees and supporting folks well adds up massively. We believe in the compounding effect over time. We believe in the way that compound interest works. That can create even the same kind of mechanisms in what we do in our chain. So we are going to reward what we want replicated. We want to reward stable coins coming over. We want to reward treasuries coming over. And we know that the replication of that with ease of access, lowering the barriers and the cost, and increasing the speed and opportunity can only ever make us more in the long run than just trying for a big payoff in the short run. Boom. Okay. Banking and payments is the next one. Enterprise wallets. Businesses need multi-user approval for treasury moves, payroll, and large transfers. We know this up close and personal because our entire business is actually in the blockchain. We literally have everything. Our banking is in multi-sig function. Our debit cards or whatever we use are against our own assets locked in our chain. We're utilizing them straight on ramp, off ramp. Everything's in our rails in our system. We're doing it. So we know that this is the best way for the future. You talk about speed of transaction, it's immediate. It's immediate. Even when you're using your Visa or MasterCard backed by a token, it's immediate. It's not days, weeks, hours. It's immediate. It's crazy. Transfers from your savings solution over into where you want to put it for your quote, quote, checking kind of solution, or your, hot funds for immediate use. It's seconds instead of days for transfers. And then for anything you need to do out there, things that would have taken weeks take seconds. Fees that could have cost hundreds cost less than a fraction of a penny. You guys, this stuff excites me because I believe it's the future of banking. It creates audit trails. Safe provides transaction logs, strengthening accounting and compliance, and you can literally set up auditing software to pull in data straight from the blockchain, drop it straight into a ledger, because it's a ledger to a ledger. This is blockchain. It's a ledger. Ledger to ledger. Balance, show what's happening, where it comes from, where it goes. Audit trail. Easy, and should be able to be implemented in any accounting software later, even though people are slow tracking it. Maybe that's something we build too. Is the accounting connector for a QuickBooks or something, because it's just ledger to ledger. It's a no-brainer. It's more easy to connect and see than your credit cards and your banks. And I gotta be honest, I don't love giving people access to look through my bank account just to connect it to another entity so that it can see it. I won't name names, but we don't have that. It's just in the blockchain. And it's semi-private by its wild encryption, but auditable. And then lastly, custodial layers. Banks can build services on top of safe wallets as secure custody and infrastructure. And again, the ideas are limitless what you can build on Web3. And the ideas are limitless on what you can build in Web2 structuring, front ends, with Web3 backend, which is why we're building applications like we are, where you can literally one click do it, or have a conversation, plan it, and it be done for you with AI. And that's all I'm going to say about that right here. What's the next one, Brandon?
This one is one that's close to my heart because I spent 15 years in commercial lending. So lending and credit protocols, right? Collateral management. The Multi-Sig ensures that locked assets are protected and can only be released under quorum. That's super important. And then liquidation backstops. So lending protocols often maintain safety funds controlled by a DAO's Multi-Sig. That's the future right there.
Brandon, we're talking about lending.
I'm excited, brother.
I'm excited about the idea of having your crypto, borrowing against it, having it staked, getting a return that's better than your borrowing cost, and never utilizing your crypto.
I mean, That's brilliant.
These are the kinds of things that can be done.
I mean, we're practically the Fed at that point, printing your own money.
Shh, don't say that. They'll come for us. We never said that. You never heard
never said that.
We're
We'll
not.
edit that out.
But hey, listen, this is the thing. We've said it forever. Self-sovereign finance.
That's right.
You know, in the US, there's been a high value for being self-sovereign when it comes to your money. I mean, you've got your fiat paper dollar and it's yours to spend how you see fit. You are a free American, and unless it does something that unravels the fabric of our country or is illegal or illicit, you can do it. It's for you to do privately however you want. And all we are attempting to do is help folks become self-sovereign in their financial situation.
That's right.
Where a lot of folks have become beholden to creditors and credit solutions and banks to utilize whether they have a dollar or not in their account. You never know. You have to set up an appointment to make sure it's there if you want to use it. Unless it's digitally used, and is it even real? We know that you're digitally using tokens in our ecosystem, and it's represented with a minting function in a blockchain, and it has literal ID information connected to it. It exists. It's real in the sense that everyone's agreed that it exists. So we're creating the opportunity for folks to have that kind of trust, and at the same time, own it yourself. You custody your funds. You become your own bank. You hold your future in your hands. This just makes it a little safer, so it's not just on one wallet in your hand that somebody can hack and get a key. It makes it so that you can do it in a different way. I love this. I love the liquidation backstops too. Anyway, so let's move on to the next one, which is staking and yield platforms. That's right. Validator rewards need to be pooled stake systems that rely securely on shared custody, not on a single endpoint. The one thing we've said over and over about decentralization is it's that one point that's the weakness. The more you're decentralized in anything, whether it's servers or it's investments, think about the fact that you should be, people say all the time, you should have a broad portfolio. You need to be decentralized in your investments because it creates safety. This creates decentralization in the protection mechanisms for the vaults. Reward distribution. Multi-Sig ensures fair disbursement to participants in it as a community. DAOs can set up where these things give them the rewards for what they give in return. And that goes as a distribution to each one equally for their participation in the DAO. And then emergency controls. In case of slashing risk, Multi-Sig enables coordinated responses. We've seen this happen in a lot of projects that got undermined in the past. I won't name any, but there are a couple that got undermined by their own strange setup for stable coins that were leveraged off of their own token, and their token lost value. And in essence, that drop in treasury value, it was underfunded, caused a loss of value in that stable coin from $1. And that just doesn't make sense anymore. So we've got functions and systems that help with that, and that support that helps in case of those risks and more. So here's why it's a strategic priority for R0AR Chain. Number one, credibility. Without multi-sig support, large DAOs and DeFi projects will hesitate to deploy on our chain. So there you go. It's just a no-brainer for that. Number two, liquidity attraction. Institutional and DAO treasuries will bring assets only if they can be safely managed. We're actually trying to break stuff right now to make sure it is truly safe. Ecosystem expansion. Safe is modular, and R0AR can build custom safe modules for staking, governance, node payouts, and more, because that's what we're doing. It's the next smart thing for us. Did you hear that? Staking. That's how we do it. It's from that to, the R0AR platform payout. Governance, it's from the Multi-Sig to our R0AR Country Club, our decentralized autonomous organization, and for the node payouts, which if you're in the nodes, R0AR nodes are going to have payout, and when we're involved in it, it comes like this. So that just makes sense for our ecosystem expansion. And then future proofing. As R0AR Chain scales into stable coins, DAO banking, and tokenized assets, Safe becomes the foundation for that trust.
That's right.
So it just made sense. In essence, Multi-Sig with Gnosis Safe is the backbone of Web3 trust right now. And without it, R0AR Chain would risk as becoming a retail-only chain. But with it, we're now unlocking invitations for every DAO out there around the world that wants to take part. Come utilize us. Come stay with us. DeFi treasuries, stable coins, institutional banking, staking protocols, as well as just serious liquidity inflows. So we're bringing this right now to finalization. You will see it coming to market within the next days to week. And we are pumped to be a part of this first season of kind of, what's the word? Trust. We're arriving. So we're leaving the beta behind. It's amazing to imagine that R0AR Chain is only 1 year and a few days old right now. It's also amazing to imagine that R0AR Chain just came out of beta back in July. It's beyond imagination that we've had so many sales in nodes and so much involvement and participation for the R0AR Chain 2.0 that's coming, with support for all of our nodes and security infrastructure and systems. You can see what we're doing. We're positioning and loading for bear. We are ready to hunt now. This is about to get fun. And now R0AR is going to be synonymous with trust. So we're super excited. And when we say trust, I'm not talking about in the financial sense or in the financial advisory sense. I can't do that. I'm talking about in the fact that we have the right tools for the ecosystem and the right team who cares about coming out of the wild, wild west, and the right stability and the right future view to ensure that folks can build here safely and well. Any other thoughts, Brandon?
Man, you said it so beautifully. I'm not even going to attempt it. I think it's a great step in the right direction, and I look forward to people realizing the power of taking that self custody of their own finances.
You know, it was years ago. There's a guy by the name of Larry Burkett and another guy, you know, more recently, folks know even better, Dave Ramsey, as well as is it Robert Kiyosaki with Rich Dad Poor Dad. All of these folks talk about being self-sovereign in your wealth. And they talked about how you can work yourself out of debt and only use debt as it's valuable for growing what you need to grow. They all talk about how you should work towards a place where you have your own funds and your investments that go to work for you. And you should not just spend day to day and be paycheck to paycheck. And honestly, when you head out after institutions and you head out for this kind of institutional level adoption, like we are, you tend to lose the common man and the individual in the process. You go after that big payoff and you forget we really represent just single individual users. Web3 is going to lose its way if it goes just after centralized banking big boys. And we're going after them. We want a lot of them because they're great. We want to support them. We're building everything necessary. But you guys, we're also at the same time building with the idea that there's one person out there that needs a solution somewhere around the planet, and they don't have one to be able to submit their future or to build a different life than they've ever had. And, you know, if I can support that, I'm all in. I've got that person in my mind, on my radar all the time. That's the one that matters. And so I think that plays in this. So if you're out there and you're hearing us, we care about you being self-sovereign. We care about you and your family having things in order and whole. We care about you having a future. And in essence, it doesn't matter where you're at on the planet. It doesn't matter if your goal is a big one or a small one. The idea is that you leave something behind, not just for the kids that are after you, but generations that are after you. If I can support that kind of growth and activity and self-sovereignty so that it leaves legacy for generations after, I'm all in. All in. Boom.
I agree, brother.
What else can we say? I'm just pumped.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even really know how to end this. I'd like to just keep talking about it, but we got to finish this. Folks, you're probably getting bored of hearing us talk. But guys, this is what we're doing day in and day out. We're not just doing the next thing that'll make us money. We're asking what's the next right thing for the next right reason. And we're methodically going through each one we have to do that makes the foundation in order so that as we continue to build for what's next, everything's in place to hold up each part of the wall as it's built at the time it needs to be built. And so we're closing the gaps. We're finishing things up in a lot of the stable foundational stuff. And by the end of 2025, you will see us execute clearly on what matters to you most. So with that said, we're going to finish this podcast today. We appreciate you guys being on. Don't forget to follow us. Turn your notifications on for us. Share us with your friends. Click and share this wherever you're seeing it. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. Just share it. Invite folks to come join us in this journey. And then, of course, lastly, we'll say this. Tune in next time because we're going to be talking about our next big piece. It's a gap that we're filling in. That's on-ramp and off-ramp for crypto and why it matters for the immediate adoption for you. So tune in next time. We'll see you. Thanks for being on. Brandon, thanks for co-hosting. You're awesome.
My pleasure, buddy. And thank you to everyone listening.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.